Don Grenese out here. It's kind of loud. We're near 60th and Orchard. I'm going to give you a quick there is a fire that crews are actively fighting. It looks like, you know, as far as seeing any flames, we do see smoke billowing out of this roof. It looks like this is Omaha Concrete, Countertops, and more. We first heard reports to scanners. You see this truck here out here. It looks like it was damaged by the fire. Over police scanners and emergency scanners, we heard something about this possibly starting as a car fire, like this truck out here that we see. And then you see over here, it looks like it did carry on over into this building. So what they're doing is they're cutting away at this roof, trying to get to where there could possibly still be burning embers of this roof. Now the smoke is very visible around here, and when we were actually coming down 80, heading out here, we actually could see it on approach and smell it as soon as we took the exit onto 60th. So we know that this is something that crews want to extinguish as soon as they can. There could be quite some damage here to this business. Sure thing. All right, so we're just asked to back up just a few feet by officers as they continue to kind of patrol the area, make sure that everything is good for the fire crews to be out here addressing these concerns. So again, we just arrived here on scene. We don't know exactly what caused this, but they are trying to get to this fire, trying to kind of get to this parts of this roof at this point. So they have lights on out here. There's plenty of crews. We'll give you a look at, you know, parts of this street are actually completely closed. So if you're coming down 60th toward where we are at Orchard, you might get some traffic out here. Looks like half of the road is closed at this time. So we're out here. We got here shortly after we heard the first reports of this. We ran out here to see what's going on. So obviously there will be some question if you're just joining us. What we heard over scanners, and it looks like it possibly could be the case that it started with this truck out here. You can see, looks like the front end of this truck was damaged by some flames, and then this somehow possibly spread to the building, and there's still smoke coming out. You can't really see it with this camera at night, but you can see some smoke coming out of the top of this roof. So what happens oftentimes with fires like this is it'll start to rise right up. We all know that heat rises, and it can be a challenge to try to actually get to where the fire is burning in a lot of these roofs, and it looks like they're just kind of cutting into the roof at this point, trying to get to where there could still be some either active embers or flames. Definitely fire. Now you see smoke, we can see it fairly well. Maybe you can on this phone, but this side of the building you can see a little bit over there, and all the way over to the left over there, there's still some smoke you can kind of see. So it would appear as though you can see where they are right now, the damage from this fire. You can tell that it kind of maybe started there, but it very well, you know, sometimes once a fire like this gets to the roof, it can spread easily to the rest of the structure. It very well also could be that some smoke is just kind of coming out throughout all the roof, and hopefully, you know, the flames are somewhat contained to one area as they try to fight this fire actively right where they are cutting into this building. So again, this is a business. The sign on the business says Omaha Concrete, Countertops, and More. In cases like this, you know, we try to get you the information as soon as we can, but obviously any crews out here are working to contain the area, contain the fire. The light is actually still on inside of this business. They could have turned it on, but you know, you kind of wonder, were they open at the time? Was someone here working at the time? But again, if you're coming here from, if you were driving this way as we did from the interstate, the smoke, you can kind of smell it as soon as you take the exit for 60th. So the wind has been pushing it around, and it was very thick as we approached. There are a couple guys over here that I've seen. I don't know if they work here, or maybe we'll be able to ask them some questions if they come over this way. I'll give you another look at just how many engines were out here. There's quite a few number of crews. Some crews standing by to help. Some people, they kind of, sometimes what they'll do is, Italian chief, they kind of set up a command. They try to plan out how they're going to attack this fire to get it extinguished. I'll ask this guy if he knows anything, maybe. Hey, sir. Do you work here?
That's my shop.
This is your shop?
Yeah, that was my shop.
What happened?
I was working on a piece of equipment in there in the back of that truck, and next thing I know, boom.
Oh, man.
The whole thing was on fire.
Are you okay?
I'm all right. I got out, started hollering at people, calling 911.
Yeah. So is that your truck as well?
That's my dad's pickup.
Your dad's pickup?
Yeah.
What were you doing for work?
Midwest Mobile Wash.
Yeah. Well, I'm so sorry to see this, Looks like crews are trying to put it out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they've got it out.
Yeah.
I need to see how badly the truck damaged the cover.
No, I don't blame you. Well, I'm from Channel 6. Would you mind if we just interviewed you real quickly? Just about what's going on?
Nobody until I talk to the police on it.
Okay.
I know they're going to have 100 questions for me.
Sure thing. No, I totally get it.
I don't want to talk to nobody until I talk to my boss.
Yeah. Well, hey, I wish you the best of luck. This is my card. Feel free to call me later on when you get everything sorted out. Our thoughts are with you. Hopefully everything gets sorted out. So I don't know how much you could hear from that guy. He didn't want to say too much just at this time because he did want to talk to officers, but he said that that's his dad's pickup and that he was working on something as far as being around the truck, and he said the flames just started. He doesn't exactly know what started it. Maybe it was possibly a piece of equipment that he was using, but as we heard over the scanners, it seemed like the flame started near this truck. You can see the front of the truck was damaged. I'll give you another shot of what that looks like. You can kind of make out there was damage to the front of the truck by some flames, and then maybe it possibly spread or something happened between the truck and the building that caused the initial flames. And at this point, what they're dealing with is the fire in the roof. Anna says, prayers for those involved. Yeah, I second that. Yeah, the business is Omaha Concrete Countertops and More. So now that man that I was just talking to is going to talk to officers, and they're going to try to sort things out by just asking them some questions. He said he thinks most of the fire is out. What happens a lot of the times, and a lot of the time you can't really see too well at night, but you can kind of make out that smoke on this video. A fire might start on the side of a building, but as I was saying earlier, heat rises, flames rise. Sometimes a fire can kind of become concentrated inside of a roof, and that's possibly what they're dealing with as they cut open that roof, and then they just started spraying it all over. They're just trying to make sure that there isn't still active burning going on inside of this roof. And as the smoke continues to come out, the thought is that there's probably still some active at least embers or burning going on inside of the roof. And as I said earlier, there's smoke on this side of the building. It looks like most of the damage is right there, but there's also smoke coming out of the above those garage doors over on the left side too. So it's possible that it's just smoke traveling through the roof. That's what you'd hope, but you'd also hope that the flames didn't spread once they made it to the roof. Rick Schumacher. So I've said it a couple times. Sometimes new people join, but yes, this is Omaha Concrete Countertops and More.
You've seen,
And I think there's nothing.
no, I smelled it.
The neighbor that lives like in La Vista called my wife and said, "You know there's a fire in your backyard?" She goes, "No." So I came over here to look.
Yeah, my shop smells pretty bad now.
Are you next door?
These are mine.
All right, so this looks like it could possibly be the owner, and we're all getting set up to talk to him.
Pretty good. Not bad.
Yeah.
Well, usually this time of year we have no work. Because construction is kind of slowing down before the holidays. But I got lucky this year.
So for people just joining us, it's Omaha Concrete Countertops and More.
You guys ready?
There's damage in front of the truck, damage in the building. We're going to hear from officials right now.
What's your name?
Keith Main.
Keith, Pat Jacobson.
Hey Pat, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Are you with one of the crews?
No, I was talking to. This is my shop.
Oh, is that, did you buy this from Gary?
No, no, that's Nate's, but I got these two days.
Oh,
here.
okay.
No, Nate's not here. Yeah, he called me, and then I'm like 2 weeks away.
You're right here on the concrete one?
Right.
Okay, you guys are good to go.
So we heard over scanners too that this building might house more than one business too, so it looks like it's not just this one shop. It's kind of a building with a bunch of people.
ready.
All right,
Okay.
we're gonna hear from officials.
Whoops, sorry about
It's all
that.
good.
You say spell your name for us?
Keith Main, M-A-I-N, Battalion Chief.
Can you take us through what happened?
Approximately 7:12 this evening, we received a phone call, a possible building fire. Crews arrived on scene. Up against the building was a vehicle which is on fire, as well as the building was on fire too. Crews were able to get the fire hydrant on the corner, make a quick attack, knock the fire down. They forced the rolling door on the storage unit, went inside, and there was also some fire in there, and they extinguished that as well. Nobody was inside the building when we arrived, so we didn't have any worry as far as individuals inside. The crews were able to put the fire out real quick, and now we're waiting for investigators to ascertain whether or not the vehicle was on fire first or the building was on fire first. So,
Was the fire contained to the one bay, or did
yes, it was. It's contained to that one bay back that you can see that's open right now with all the charring and that truck inside. It didn't get into the attic area, so we were fortunate that the crews were able to get here quickly enough and put the water on the fire before it got inside the attic area as well.
was there an individual working on a car in there, or was
I
it
don't know the
vacant?
I don't know the specific details at this time. We got 2 investigators on scene that will hopefully gain that information here shortly.
Pretty minimal damage though, or somewhere?
There's some damage to the obviously the vehicle. It could be totaled out. It's an older vehicle, and then the building looks like it's got the front's pretty heavily damaged in fire, so could be worse, I suppose.
You think it'll keep businesses closed on either side, or what kind of damage are we talking here?
I think it's contained to just that one storage unit. I think the ones on the east and the west side will be able to open up tomorrow.
Is there any initial evidence as to what caused it?
No, like I mentioned, the investigators are on site talking to some people that might have been around or seen something, and decide whether or not it was started inside the building or the vehicle caught the building on fire.
Could you explain how you went about extinguishing the flames, especially when we saw you cutting into the roof trying to extinguish those?
What we do, we make a fire hydrant. The crews pull off a crosslay, a water supply from the engine, and they extend it up. They charge it, and they just start putting water on the fire. Our main focus was the building. You might have noticed the vehicle was still burning, but the vehicle was in the middle of the parking lot. It wasn't going to do any more damage, so we went right to the building to stop that from fire extending up to the attic area. And then we have to open up to check for extension inside the attic.
Was this vehicle outside when you guys got here, or was it in the bay?
The vehicle was right there where we see it right now, but I don't know where it was before we got here, but that's where it was when we arrived.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So they just kind of gave the rundown of how they extinguished the flames. It looks, it's pretty much contained. There aren't crews working out there on it right now. They're just kind of waiting for investigators to come in here. Cause of fire, it's not quite clear. I asked if there was any clear evidence as to what could have caused this. And as they said, as we kind of mentioned, it was unclear whether or not, it started on the car, started on the building, started in between, and they both caught fire. But the front end of that truck has been burned, and the front end of this business where they kind of store some stuff has been burned.
We don't know. That's what we're trying to decide.
There's still crews here just kind of on standby. You never know if something picks back up, so they're just making sure that everything's completely contained.
Well, right there's some more countertops. No, that's I know, I hear that all the time.
Alright, so for those just joining and asking questions, Omaha Concrete Countertops is more as one business that's named out here, but as we heard over police scanners, it's possible, and it seems like there's more than one business that works out of this building. We're near an Orchard, so it's right at the intersection of 60th and Orchard. So fire crews are wrapping up hoses. Looks like, for the most part, the actual fight to get the flames out, to get the fire out, is pretty much done and over with. So at this point, they're just kind of clearing some of the scene, but still making sure, as you can see over there, they're investigators assessing this, trying to figure out what caused this. Looks like from this angle we can see there's another vehicle inside there, like a truck that has a big storage in the back, probably damaged from a lot of this. Well, we are going to continue to just get some more video out here of the scene and try to learn some more for you as the investigators just begin to figure out what actually caused this. And we'll hopefully talk to maybe some of the people that work out here some more, and maybe someone that owns one of these businesses, trying to get more answers for you. Some significant damage to the front of this business though, near 60th and Orchard. All right, well, we'll have more for you tonight on 10 at 10. T. So for now, that'll pretty much do it for me out here on the scene. So I hope you join us on at 10, or actually tonight after football, where we'll have more, probably around 10:30ish on WWT. All right, thank you.